is more than a bottle of beer. It's evidence of the perfect crime. Its sheer existence defies all that has been held honest and true about Saison since the first time indigenous yeast breezed into a Belgian farmhouse. Smoky and dark as midnight, it's downright deceptive, just like the criminal masterminds who conspired to bring it to life and to store shelves. This is our story. Morning, Stone Brewing Company. It was hot, and the sun burned down on us. There was no shelter but the sweltering sky. We were at the brewery, on the outside, and we needed in. No coppers around. It was now or never. Time to bust in like we owned the joint. That day, we did. I told Stillwater to grab the door and heave. Surrounded by cold steel tanks, the tension was high and the sweat ran like bullets. For guys like us, it was just another day. We were here to commit the perfect crime. I had Stillwater with me. He was the muscle. I never knew his first name, and I didn't need to. That kind of thing came with the territory. This was the kind of job where it was safer not to show anyone our backs. That's how knives end up there, so I had Stillwater watching mine. It was clear to me we didn't belong. We looked about as inconspicuous as a tarantula on a slice of angel food cake. Stillwater was neat, clean, shaved, and sober, and he didn't care who knew it. Me? I needed a drink. I needed a shave and a home in the country. What I had was a beard and a hydrometer. Turns out Steele was expecting us. Someone must have snitched. It meant we didn't have to take him out. Our crime was made more perfect now that we had an accomplice on the inside. I looked over the grain bill. There were names written there. Pilsner, red wheat, Carafa 3, oats, biscuit, smoked wheat to name a few. But the hops were also on my mind. I told Steele to take us to the hop locker. Steele slid the hidden door backwards. It gaped open and black, a rush of cold greeting us on a hot day. The lights flickered and revealed the glory of hops within. For this heist, we'd need Goldings, Chinook, and Cluster. It was time to work. It's what we'd come from Brooklyn to San Diego for, and we were brewing this beer on the back of a hot desert morning. These were the kind of days where the parties would end in fights. It was the kind of day where anything could happen. Hell, you might even get a full glass of beer at a cocktail lounge. We had talked about this job once, over the course of a long night in Copenhagen. That night the ideas flowed like whiskey. Even Stillwater talked some that night. That's when we came up with the idea. The perfect crime, we called it. A black Saison. This was a beer conceived of rude wit, a lively sense of irony, a disgust for sham, and contempt for pettiness. This would not be a beer for a safe world. But then, we didn't want a life that dull. It wouldn't be worth living. Is it the best beer you ever had? Stillwater looked on menacingly. So damn close.